All right. Hello and welcome to the live stream where we are in fact live. Now, I have this keyboard set to 17 and I'm going to practice some of the etude that I've written out. Get some people in on the grind here. Oh, my cat's here that I'm talking and they're jingling around wanting to come in. So, my main question is for anybody in the chat, if you can hear this sound. Oh, yes, person in the chat. Can you hear this? Is that loud enough? So can we hear it or can we not? Because last time, there was a really long stream that I had earlier where I figured out how to disable noise suppression, and I'm not sure if it's still currently effective. So I need some input. Okay. Ooh! Yes, the second person. Hey, second person, can you tell me, do you hear the music when I play it like this? We can hear! Yay! Okay, fantastic. Now the phone is a little bit far away, but you know what I can do is I can kind of set the stage here for anyone who's arrived. I don't have very much time. Hello, the Universe of Music, and thank you for confirming that you can in fact hear. Here's what I have going on. So, there's 4 pages of the 17-note etude by Easley Blackwood that I've arranged in a lead sheet during some TV time here. And it's all playable. It's all playable by a human, I think. I have to check the extreme ranges. So it could be I could get to some notes that aren't playable. But, like, it's all based on maneuvers a person could make, even though the keyboard is extended outward and it's longer. So, like here, this is a 17-note keyboard. But each MIDI slot still takes up the same amount of space. Like a 17-note octave is, of course, really far, as many of you probably would know from watching this channel. So what I'm going to do is I am going to try playing through some of the 17-note etude. I'm not going to be able to play it at full speed because it's extremely fast, and I think 2/3 speed would be really ambitious already, because it's quite fast and even getting it up to 2/3 speed is hard. I also might relax my rule on takes, because the other 3 Easley Blackwood etudes that I've played, I did all of them in one take, which was very hard. But nobody notices or cares, and it causes me so much agony. So, I guess it's like the main reason I would do that is to prove to myself that, like, I could perform it sometimes at a slightly slower speed, you know. It's very, very hard to do perfectly. So now I'm going to play through. You'll recognize the first part. I know the first part pretty well. And then we'll go through the rest of it. Shall we? Okay. And if my wife calls me, I'll leave right away. Because we've got to go out to dinner. So, here's how the etude goes. First we have this, let's see. Like this. And then... Ooh, yuck. So let's see. Is that an octave? Okay, so that's that first line. Dotuzel's here. Hi, Dotuzel. Blackwood! Yeah, this is Easley Blackwood's 17-note etude. We're practicing it for the first time on live stream. Actually, not for the first time, for the second time. I've written some fingerings in. So, this first part has some, like, 50 harmony. And those thirds that I play with 2/4 and 1/3, they're stretched really wide. But they still feel like they could use the same fingers from 12/10, just wider. So a lot of that is informing my playing and making it easier. Okay, here we go. boy. Okay. And then, let's see. Now, when I get into this other part where I'm going to have to start playing the bells up here, this... During that part, I'll still be trying to play this, and it's in my left hand, so the left hand is just going to be an octave lower. Hello, Virtual G6i. I almost read your name as CGI. I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go. So, we've done that, and then we have... I'm going to try and play that bell part. I know this music really well, but it's hard to play, so that's kind of where I am. And then, let's see. I think, for blocking a big seventh here, like, I shouldn't try and be really militant about using the fingerings I would in 12th tet. I'm just gonna kind of give up. And I'm gonna use, like, 3 and 1 here, and then 2, 1. Some fingerings that I already wrote in were for the scales that are in, like, G sharp minor, where the A sharp becomes the same as C flat in another scale. That's pretty hard. That's on page 1. But luckily that nonsense is over pretty quickly, because the key signatures that shift really fast aren't the main key. Okay, so now we're going to try this section. Crap. And then... that's going to be E. And then... do, 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 do. You know what? I think this is an octave too low. I'm going to turn it up by an octave. What's up, Dan? You? Oh, good, there's people here. You're enjoying watching me practice. Enjoy the suffering. It's very fun suffering, actually. It's the good kind. Not the bad kind. Okay. Luckily, I have a synth here, an absinthe. So I am just going to... ah, dang it. It's a non-12 value. Okay. So I have to take... let's see. How would I add 12 to that? Okay. Oh, there's like a transpose thingy here, and it says it's -8. So if I did 12, it would be 4. Yeah, I think that would work. I hope that would work. Almost. Not quite. I wonder if it can be like... huh. Okay. Hold on, let me work something out over here. This is the boring part. Is there people? Do you own synthesizer 5? I'm not sure what that is. Yes, I'm in 17-tone equal temperament, and I had wanted to do this project before, so I had 2 pads, and what happened was I found them in an old folder, so I already knew what sound I wanted to use, and then when I play these etudes, the sound changes are so intense that I don't bother to do it myself with pedals or patches. But one theoretically could do this. I edit it after the fact to layer the different synths together. So this one, maybe I'll have 3 synths in this one or so. Okay, great. So now, let's see. 11. Okay. Let's see if this works. See if we get a G out of this. I want to play G and have it sound like G. Ah, it worked. We did it. Okay, great. Now everything's really high. Okay. Hair on the keyboard, not cool. Let's see. Okay. Great. Back to work. Okay. Now that we're in the right octave. Okay, great. So now, let's get back to this bell line. Now that our left hand doesn't sound cluttered. And then... Oh, that's not on the... that's annoying. Let's see. Is that A? Yeah. And then... A again. Whoa! F sharp, not F half sharp. Okay, great. We made it through the D major section. Now, one of the hardest things about playing this keyboard is the sharps and the flats, the black keys. They're really hard. The sharps are the higher keys, like E, F sharp, G, instead of this, with an F half sharp. E, F sharp, G there, you know. So remembering which ones are high and low. Now, this gets taken to a new level whenever you have a difficult key signature, because whenever you have one of those, there's tons of keys that would normally be white that get reinterpreted as black. So now you'll see me struggling with that here in a fun way. Okay. Does anybody have any questions so far? I do have another random insight as you think of questions. And one of those is that Easley Blackwood, for the most part, makes this etude diatonic, but uses some neutral intervals outside of that later. But since he doesn't use the half sharps and half flats at all, he notates it like Christopher Bailey does in his piece Lost and Found Things, where like he has F sharp and F flat both notated at the same time as an altered unison, but they're literally a minor third apart. So on my page, actually, let me show you. You can see, I have to hold it up like this, which is dumb, but maybe you can see that on the last page here, I have like some, B half flats and things here, where I've replaced Easley Blackwood's cumbersome but correct accidental with something that's easier to spell, and also is easier in terms of like figuring out the quality of the chord. It's really cool how in 17-tone equal temperament, if you pull those kind of stunts, you might not get the easy best answer right away. I think there's some tunings where we underestimate how warped everything is going to be, and then it's really hard to figure out what the easiest way to write it is. So 17 and 15 are like that for me, honestly. Okay, chat. Synthesizer 5 is a singing voice synthesizer. Ooh, I'm going to check that out. I'm going to write it down. Make sure I don't forget it. Here we go. Synthesizer 5. Great, okay. Cool. All right. Here goes nothing. Now, we are starting on a section with 5 sharps, which is a very scary thing. So, we've just done, let's see, now, okay, 5 sharps. So you have D sharp first, and then I wrote in fingering here. So these are all sharps, so they're all raised, and I wrote in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess I have to do this. And then here, when I jump to this part, I've got to use, let's see. Did that work? C sharp's all the way up there. Okay, so. Oh, yeah. 4 can't really get far apart for me to hit the wrong note. So that's a good fingering for this. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so we're stringing those 2 together. Now let's see if I can add the left hand. Rats. Okay, let's see. Okay, now this part is the part where it's just a bunch of scales in a row. Parallel fifths! Parallel fifths from Easily Blackwood! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, no. B, then G sharp. No. The pedal might sound crazy here. Let's see. And then G sharp. No. I've got some pedal points where I can hold a low note and then play some other stuff above it to get all the left-hand parts. And then in post, I'll make that not sound crazy, potentially. Because this is really loud over here in a funny way. Okay. So I practiced the left hand in this scale run, and now I'm going to add the right. Let's see. Let's try this one again. Ah! Okay, now, this is crazy, because right here, these notes, these are A sharp and C sharp. And then this, A sharp here becomes the same as C flat. C half flat, C flat. Crazy. So now, we have to do this nonsense. Oh no! No panic button over here. Let's see. Okay. Nice job. What's next? Microtonal. You got it. Definitely microtonal. We're playing through Easily Blackwood's 17-note etude, which I've arranged to be reasonably playable, but it's incredibly hard to play because of the unfamiliar layout and because of how fast it is. Okay. So now, I've gone through the part that is, like, doing this, like... Ah, wait. If I can play the right notes, that is. Let's see. Now, A sharp equals C flat. That's a across, but that's okay. D flat. That's not C flat. Oh man. That's F. Now we've returned. Oh, that's a roll. Is that going an octave up? Maybe. Okay, this first one is an octave up. That next one isn't. Maybe I have to do this an octave up. Okay. We've now made some new progress, because I've never gotten to page 2 before. Let's see. What frequency does A equal? I have no idea in this, but actually I think it might be A440, because that might be what Easily Blackwood did. All I remember was when I tuned this synth, I didn't have to fiddle with the pitch standard a lot. So that makes me think it was either A440 or... Oh, no. You know what it is? I think it's whatever middle C is in 12th tone equal temperament, it's just the same in all of Easily Blackwood's etudes. So it's all based on middle C, and he says it in the liner notes. Let's see. To Sag, I'm kind of confined in 12th tonic scales. They deviate from 12th, though. Dominant, diminished, August, Pajara. Yes! Very much so. Maybe I'll get back to Pajara someday. Probably not. Okay, so, now that I'm on the second page, I'm in new territory. I had to specially arrange my folders so that I can see all pages at once, because my music stand is not big enough for 4 pages. But I did get a new one for Christmas, and it is very good, which I am excited about. It is not going to fall apart like the Amazon cheapo that I had before. Okay, so the context is that here, let's see. Wait, no. 3, 5. Oh, that's brutal. God. Let's see. You can barely hear it because of the noise. Let's see. Would you consider this to be a note or a rhythms? Huh? I'm playing relatively low tempo just to see if I can find all the notes. Let's see. So this high note here is annoying. That's F. It's on a high enough ledger line that I'm going to write it and not feel any shame about it. Okay. Is this right? Oh, it is a 6, but it's this one. Wonder if I can do 4 there. Let's see. Let's create something good for that. That run seems like my finger's gonna fall in a hole. Usually my fingers don't get stuck in these little holes here. You see the gaps there? You just have to avoid them. It's a part of life. But yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So all this fingering is pretty self-evident, except maybe this sixth here is kind of wide. So I'm going to block that in advance. So I'm going to see if I can do 4-1 for that. And then that obviously has to be 1 and 5 all the way down. So then now I'm back to this theme here. So I want to play this bell run in such a way that when I get back to here, it's how I'm just normally playing it before. This I can play it like this just right. This is the only part I can play at full speed. If I can even do it. Let's see. You know, so that is kind of nice. So if I can get 3 here, that would work. I really hate crossing on this, though. It's worse than just, like, moving everything over. If I don't go far enough, I get in the gap. No, I don't like 5 for that. Okay, let's see. And I don't like 5 jumping to 3. Yeah, I'm gonna do a weird cross here. Let's do, okay, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. Okay, so that's good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, and then back to the main theme. And then, and now we finally get to go to E minor. Okay, I'm already spotting that my arrangement might be a bit too ambitious. Ow, stop it. That's annoying. I wonder how often that's going to happen. Let's see. And do you think Tulland Man would love this one or get confused? I don't know who Tulland Man is, but I would be eager to know more about them. What purpose do the holes have? The holes exist as a byproduct of modding the keyboard from a 12-tone equal tempered one. So the white keys, like physically, they aren't. There only is. These are all 12-tone equal tempered keys. So if you wanted to get rid of these gaps, you would need your white keys to be slightly wider at the bottom so it would fill that gap size. So because this is just rearranging the keys on the inside with a screwdriver and no extra parts made, but all made from existing parts. That's why the holes are there, unfortunately. Okay, this is really good because we're getting to this E minor part, and I thought, here, let me see if I can bring the phone in a little bit. I don't know if you guys can even see this at all because having to hold it this way is silly. But I was hoping, I did this in a car, so I didn't experiment with the sizes. But here, I mean, I can play a minor 7th, that's E, G, B, D, right? But it's strenuous. And I don't like having to be strenuous if I don't have to be. So I'm going to drop this note, and then in the arrangement, here I have like da 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 da. Right? So like I'm going to drop that first note so that I don't have to play a minor 7th like this, but I can just play it like this. Insane. Ooh, great question. This is the new best question in chat. Unless we figure out who Tulland Man is, and Tulland Man is, like, amazing. Universe of Music says, is there a reason you chose to use this keyboard over the Lumitone? Yes. Here's the reason. The reason is because, well, there's two reasons. Well, really interrelated reasons conflicting with each other. So, the main reason that I would say is because when I was playing, my goal being to play all of Easley Blackwood's etudes on modified keyboard started with essentially just playing the 15-note etude for him, which he did not like because he was so old that his perfect pitch had drifted a whole step flat. So when I was playing it for him, he was continually interrupting and saying wrong notes. And my family has turned that into a meme, which is really funny that that's all they get out of my Easley Blackwood visit. Um, but so I started with that, and over time I wanted to figure out how to play all of them on a modified piano interface, because as a piano player, I feel like a modified piano interface offers a really different perspective than playing on Lumitone. Lumitone is really different from piano. So doing this on Lumitone would be idiomatic for what I'm trying to accomplish, but I want to do it on piano because it also feels a little bit like what Easley himself did, right? Where, like, he played these in on 12-note keyboards where all the MIDI data was linearly mapped, right? So it feels a little bit like doing that. And honestly, there's some navigation on, like, extended piano or microtonal piano or Halberstadt interfaces or whatever you want to call it here that is easier and makes more intuitive sense to me than the Lumitone. So even on weird microtonal pianos where these things are stretched out, it feels like I know the instrument a little bit better than the Lumitone. And I like to carry that into my playing and my arrangement style. So that's, that I think sums up, hopefully, almost all of the main reasons. And I think initially what happened is I was doing this project before the Lumitone had even released, or before the Lumitone had even come out. So, like, when I started this in my head, I was like, I'm going to do this with redone piano interfaces, and it's going to be a studio project. So, like, that's, the Lumitone couldn't even have been on my radar. So then, another part of me is, like, wanting to see this through with the original idea and seeing how far I can take it. Because I think, well, some etudes are a lot easier than others. The slow ones are going to be easier to play. I really want to do all of them, but it's going to be hard to have time, so I think in some sense I may give up if there are too many notes per octave. So, like, going up to 19 seems really reasonable, because I think past 19, the layouts start to get less helpful, and there start to be so many notes per octave that you only get to play a few octaves. But, like, now that I have this 88 keyboard interface, that is a lot more effective. On my smaller it's part of the reason I gave my smaller keyboard away is because I was trying to play these Easley Blackwood etudes, and I was like, I'm going to have to change the octave way too much if I'm playing these higher ones with more notes per octave. And that's when I was able to sell my keyboard. The person who has it now is Groundfault, the Groundfault Corporation. Groundfault has a new album out, so go listen to it if you haven't. Dang it, I should know what it's called. I think the first name of it is Solace. It's a bit annoying because if I type in Groundfault Corporation into YouTube and microtonal music, YouTube doesn't find it well. So I actually, to find Ground's music, will go to my channel where I transcribed Superior Intermedial and use that to link to it so that I can find it. Souvenirs of the Affliction, yes. Thanks, Dochuzil. That's the name of the new album. But yeah, hopefully that explains some of the reasons that I want to play this on standard piano. So yeah, I'm really excited to try and finish it. And I'm also really excited about this E minor section, because as I'm reading this, I'm like, oh, if there's a section with a crazy key signature, I'm having to think about so much stuff because of, like, keys that would normally be white being black instead, and then, like, two black keys are next to each other and it's a half step. Those are the kind of scales I think that are really hard to read over here. But now that I'm digging into some E minor, that's going to be a little bit easier. So yeah, Souvenirs of the Affliction by the Groundfault Corporation. Check it out. I'm also, maybe I should use this sit-down time, procrastination time, to tell you all about the latest secrets and projects and updates, an ever-constant swirling list of nonsense. So, one thing that I'm very excited about is I have a very talented friend who I was talking to about doing microtonal covers with. And she's like a, classic rocker. She's like played live music for like 15 years or something, and now is working with me, putting together kid bands and various other items. And I was telling her that a song that I wanted to play is Girls Just Want to Have Fun because it's a fan request. We have 2 fan requests. The fan requests only count if they're through the Patreon, the Nouns and Patreon. And so one of them has been Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and one of them is Fly Me to the Moon. And Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I was telling my friend about this, and she was like, oh my gosh, I've been putting together a version of this already. We should collaborate. So expect a very interesting collaboration potentially going forward. Where we're collaborating and some light microtonality is added. She's not a microtonalist, but she's hip. So I think that'll be pretty cool. Let's see. Stimple, let's see. Will you be covering songs in 34.3 EDO? I doubt it. I don't think there will be a good reason for me to do that because I'm already having trouble getting to all the EDOs I want to get to. So to get to the non-EDOs is like would require a very specific important reason that's out of the scope of what I currently know. But, you know, anything's possible. Don't rule it out. But it's definitely not like an item on my list that's important. There's, like, way more important stuff for me. Simple Steckless says, hi, Steven, how are you? I am good. Thank you so much for asking. Okay, fantastic. Now, back to work. Let's dig into E minor. E minor, all right, yeah! Patrick falls asleep at Easley Blackwood's etude. I have lots of Easley Blackwood anecdotes. Speaking of falling asleep, I showed Easley Blackwood the macrotonal etudes that I wrote as a fake sequel to his pieces, and he loved the 11-note and the 5-note one, but during the 8-note one, he fell asleep, which was honestly incredible to witness. I don't know what that says about it. I thought it was a lot edgier than that. But, you know, he's like a tired old man and stuff. Okay, great. Here we go. So, now we're diving into E minor, and I'm crossing out notes that I can't physically play. So, that one, and this pattern is the same over and over, so it makes sense. Okay, let's try doing it with 2 hands and seeing if my right hand is going to behave. Oh, that's E minor. It's so far away! Oh my god! Hey, that's not bad, even though I played the wrong chord after. Let's see. Okay, so we have... Okay, that's a G2. Yay! Now C sharp minor 7. I think. Yeah, our key signature has 3 sharps. So that's good. Our E minor section is playable now. I did this all in the car. So part of this is a playthrough. To see if I could actually physically play the notes wide enough. I kind of assumed that a 7th is as far as I can go-ish. But there's pedaling and things too, so... Okay, I'm gonna share that with the right hand, and that's fine. Ah! Okay, this scales F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. So, in this land, it'll be like, D sharp. C sharp Phrygian time. Is that a Mr. Leaky comment? Heck yes. Even dubious fellows can learn great lessons from Professor Stevens and have possibilities to learn and grow. Thank you, Mr. Leaky. I'm still curious as to who you were referring to earlier. Maybe we'll figure it out. Who knows? Okay, here we go. So, let's see. Okay, we got this, and then... That's annoying. Let's see. No. Is that D? That has to be D, doesn't it? Did I put in the right signature? I'm gonna check. I'm a little suspicious of Easily for doing that. Okay, here we go. Really fast check. Easily, Blackwood, 17 notes. Pulling up the original PDF and going to measure 6. Oh my god. You guys, I am not joking. This is literally measure 67. Here's the proof. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to see this phone here. Here's measure 61. 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, right there. Do you guys see? Measure 67. It's got C sharp, and then it has a D natural, and I'm suspecting that it doesn't. Let's see. Oh, Tulland man. He's a he's a guy they found in a bog. I think my new rule is I'm gonna try and read Mr. Leaky text